Welcome to Inside the Weight Room. This is episode 4. Today we're talking about perseverance and the importance of failing.
Yes, failing forward, why you should fail, how to go about it, and kind of why it's beneficial. Fight for it.
And we're not seeking mistakes, or we are trying to fail, but not in the sense of I just want to fail. You're I'm going to do everything I can, and I'm okay with failure.
Yeah, it's part of it. It's like a necessary evil, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. It's not like you're gonna go out of your way to make mistakes and be like, I'm failing, I've done it. Look how exactly my 50 fails, or that's one of those things where it's if you knew that you were 50 failures away from your greatest success, how fast would you want to fail?
Yeah.
And the idea behind that is great. It's okay, I just have to keep going.
Yes.
And if I fail, then that's just rep 2, rep 3.
One step
closer, right? And there's no way to know how many it's going to take, of course, but it's the idea that you're gonna slip up and fail and make mistakes and go about it the wrong way and trial and error and all of those things on your way towards success.
Well, I read this a while ago. So Edison with the light bulb, failed over 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he had success. And when he was asked how could you, not how could you, it's how could you keep going, failing 1,000 times? He goes, I never failed. He's I just figured out a way that would not make a light bulb.
Yeah, 1,000 different times.
Yeah. He's but he didn't look at it as failure. So it gets labeled as that, but maybe it's just no, this isn't the way to succeed.
Yeah.
So just reframing that thought, and then it becomes easier to be okay with it.
I think so. I think there's just, I guess, that idea that failure is a bad thing, and the idea of being a failure, I don't want to be a failure, and if I fail a bunch of times, then I will be.
Yeah.
But the idea is no, I need to continue to attempt, and I need to continue to try, and I need to continue to push the boundaries and find out what's going to work for me and what's not.
Well, I think when people, they're I don't want to be a failure, to your point.
Yeah, it's a scary word, right?
It is. The most successful athletes, look at baseball, basketball, they've actually missed more shots in basketball than they've made.
Oh, by a massive margin, regardless of how.
Hall of Fame baseball players, same thing. I've had so many hits and all this. They've actually failed more than they've succeeded.
Yeah, you're look at my batting percentage. It's
yet they're a Hall of Famer. So the label of, I'm a failure is just, it's a reframe of, I haven't figured out the best way to succeed yet.
Yeah, and I would say that's probably a really good way to look at it. It's I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep attempting. And that's the whole idea. But I always find it really frustrating when you talk to people, even just in a very, very casual sense, about attempting things and trying to get better at stuff. And they're well, I don't want to try that. I'm going to be bad at it. It's well, you're going to be bad at a lot of things. Also, have you done these Spanish squats?
I have. I call them sissy squats.
Yeah.
So back in the day, because I'm old,
there
was an actual device that you would sit in, or kind of standing like this, and it would hold your tibia vertical.
Yeah.
It was called a sissy squat.
Man, I need one of those.
And so ever since then, they kind of made their way with the band. I have to refer to it as a sissy squat.
It's a sissy squat. That's what I always thought. Sissy squats had more of a less of a vertical shin and more of a knee drive. But this I need to do because I'm getting a lot of the patella pain.
Yeah.
Right where that tibia meets, and I think it's reactive to compression because
you should just quit. You're failing.
I should just
failing.
And it's the idea I love running, but running doesn't love me. I should just stop.
You should just stop doing it.
But instead, I'm gonna figure out how to
succeed.
I'm gonna find a way to strengthen my knees and my tibia, or get this band to pull into that position so I can sit back. And this is as low as I can go now. Without pain on that tibia. And I think it's just what we talked about with too much volume, that too much unilateral volume in addition to all of the running that I do.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is running doesn't hurt because it exists up here, right?
Yeah.
The joint angle for me when I run is going to be a maximum of that amount of depth.
And then it's just the aftermath.
It's and I don't know if it's just the repetitive impact. So now I have to hang out here for
Well, it's figuring out,
seconds
this is bugging me.
Yeah.
How do I then get the success that I want?
Yeah.
What do I need to do to succeed? And you're like, hey, well, I'll do this thing because this helps me.
Yeah, and then I'm still getting quad activation without like wrecking my
Yeah.
knees, which
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah.
But it is like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, do I revamp or do I give up altogether? It's like, no, I'm just gonna like collect myself
Yeah.
and then maybe just go back to it in a different way.
It's going back to the drawing board and
When I found out what didn't work,
yeah.
I found out that you have to pick your goals and you can't have multiple goals that kind of,
Compete with each other.
yeah, that's a great way of saying it, compete or like overlap in a way that you're now going to have a harder time of achieving those goals.
Yeah.
So if I want to run my 10Ks every Sunday and I want to run 3 times a week, then I have to be careful with my
Other stuff.
other unilateral volume
Yeah.
that's going to put that joint at risk.
Yeah.
And I wasn't doing that.
No, and it's being aware where you're like, okay, like you said, I'm going to try something, and then I'm going to, be really like almost like hyper focus in a way.
Yeah.
On everything that's happening, so I can quickly make that adjustment and go back to the drawing board and then revamp.
Yep.
Rather than continue to do the same thing.
Well, because I do have a
expecting
tendency.
different results.
I have a tendency to beat my head against the wall, like a little bit, where I'm like, just run through it. Like, yeah, great, I'll just play through it. Terrible advice to give any of our athletes, but I'm like, well, maybe it'll go away, or maybe the old idea, maybe I'm the exception.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna keep going, and it's gonna get better. But the long term is I want to continue to be able to do these things, so I have to find a way to step in now.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and it's just like, this is, called an exercise fail,
yeah,
right? In the sense of the exact prescription isn't working, so you need to adjust and you need to look at it and make change.
Yep.
So from that experience, you're learning a lot.
Yeah.
And you can only learn from failure.
Yep.
Like it's hard. Like, yes, success is great. And everyone wants to have the wins. You don't learn as much.
Yeah.
Because you need to learn what doesn't work.
Yeah,
Because if
100%.
you're just doing something like, oh, it just worked,
I just keep doing it.
you just keep doing it. You're like, you plateau.
Do you? Yeah, it's where you learn more from failure than
Yeah.
you do from. Do you know who Niki Lauda is?
No, I don't think
Niki Lauda is a race car driver, one of the best race car drivers of all time.
Is he in the movie that I watched, the guy that was like playing like Gran Turismo and like ended up.
No, that's a good one though.
Yeah.
No, he
No,
was in.
that's not him?
He was in Rush, which was like the
Oh,
whole
yeah.
story about him, and he accepted like a later life motorsport award, and when he accepted it, he talked about he dedicated it to the losers.
Yeah.
Because he always learned more from losing than he did from winning. He's like, winning is great, but you didn't really do anything wrong, so there's no way to kind of
no
get
lesson
that
to
knowledge.
learn.
There's no
Yeah,
lesson there.
yeah.
So he's like, I always learned so much more from losing than I did from winning.
Yeah.
And so he's like, that's a necessary part of success.
Yeah.
And like, you dedicate it to the losers because that's where all the learning takes place.
Yeah.
The failure that I did this wrong and now I can fix it and I'm going to be better and I'm going to find new ways to do it wrong.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be better at
Yeah.
that.
Like you're always building.
Yeah, and I think that's awesome. That's the
that-
kind of the frame of mind that like I would want to be in, is that I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm not just making mistakes, but I'm learning.
Yeah. Well, and being okay with it. So my buddy, he scouts. He's an amateur scout in the National League.
Yeah.
And one of the questions they ask their prospects is, can you share some adversity that you've had in your young career so far?
Yeah.
So these are kids that are 17, 18 years old. And he's just like in awe. These kids don't have any like failures in their life. They don't have any adversity.
Yeah.
So they scramble. They're like, oh, I was once cut from like a squirt team.
Yeah, you're like, dude, you were 9.
Yeah. And he just like contributes to the parents just like pave the way for these kids. Right? Like, so if you go to an academy
Yeah.
and your parents are obviously paying big money for you to be there, they're not happy with your ice time, or you're not happy with your ice time. So rather than figuring out a way to improve your ice time, they're like, well, if we go to this academy, we're going to get the ice time we're looking for.
Yeah.
So they pull you from one and they put you into the other.
And you and I have had this conversation about this stuff.
What have you learned? Like, as an athlete, what have you learned from that situation?
Because there's no perseverance. There's no adversity to like overcome. You're just like, the mindset is wrong. The mindset like puts the focus outside of your control. It's like it's everybody else's fault. It's everybody else's problem, except for the fact that it's your own. Like nobody's able to accept the fact that they're just not good enough.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah, and it's like at that time.
At that
not
time.
that you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Forever.
No, it's just
in the moment. So you have to figure out, well, what do I need to do to get more ice time? Because let's say this kid ends up, or these kids, they make it all the way to the NHL.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, at some point, that coach is not going to like what they're doing, and they're going to get sad. They're going to get healthy scratch. They're going to get their minutes reduced, and they're not going to have any experience to draw from. They're like, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, because it's a skill.
I've never been here before.
Yeah.
So they're going to shut down, and so this word of confidence is thrown around. Well, how do you develop confidence? You develop by failing.
Yeah.
By learning how to persevere through. And if you literally never fail, then how the hell
are you going to have that skill? It comes from the reps, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I would always say that like that type of perseverance and that type of bounce back it's a skill. And like any skill, you need to practice it.
Yeah.
And so you need to have the reps in to be able to say, I just failed at this.
Yeah.
And how am I going to emotionally react?
Yeah.
Logically react? Like, what is my going forward plan now?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you don't have those reps that you've never done it before, then you're not going to know how to react. Nobody's going to get through unscathed. Nobody's going to get through without some form of failure, right?
No. Yeah.
So when it inevitably does happen, if you don't have the tools, it's going to be a rough ride.
So as a parent, you have to let your kid struggle without putting themselves at harm and risk, right? Like there's a fine line where like, okay, it's too much.
Yeah.
However, like you not getting the ice time
That's
you
safe.
think you deserve, like you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And so like there's a story I heard a long time ago. So like when a caterpillar goes through its transformation and becomes a butterfly.
Yeah.
So if like they go through a lot of struggle during that process.
And like they can feel it the whole time?
I don't know if the caterpillar can feel it. But anyways, fuck.
Sorry, I'm stuck on the caterpillar. Yeah.
So the caterpillar like goes through this like huge struggle.
Yeah.
Right? It's changing in this little cocoon. Yeah.
Okay.
Just keep laughing over there while it sits. And so this man saw this caterpillar struggling. So he's like, I'm gonna help it.
Okay.
So like I don't want to see it like suffer. So he goes over and he like helps like slit open the cocoon to let this caterpillar out as a butterfly.
Yeah.
And because it's like halfway through the process.
It just dies?
Well, no, this thing comes out with like this swollen body, like the body's still too big.
Yeah.
And it has these like little like shriveled up wings. So now the thing's going to die because it can't survive as a butterfly. It's halfway through its transformation.
Because it didn't finish struggling.
Because it didn't finish struggling. So it didn't learn, right? It didn't like learn all those things that needs to then to have success.
And that makes sense. You can't protect somebody from the struggles that they have to go through.
Exactly. And so when you look at these kids, and like it's like start as young as possible to have them go through adversity because it will build them into that butterfly. You try and like pave the way for them. You're doing more harm than good.
Yeah, it's a disservice, right?
It's a huge disservice.
You're taking that experience away from them by doing everything for them and making their life as easy as possible.
And then like thinking you're helping. You're like, oh, yeah, that coach, he didn't like you.
That's his problem. That's his fault.
Like we're gonna go over here. You're gonna get way more ice time. And
yeah.
You were literally like robbing your child of the development they deserve.
Yeah. Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. It's like you want to be a good loser and you want to be a good winner.
Yeah.
And if you don't go through enough of those like personal struggles, you're also not really going to learn how to lose as a teammate either.
No.
You're not going to react to any form of adversity particularly well.
No,
and you see it out there.
I'm just going to look through the window trying to find someone to blame.
Yeah.
Mentality rather than like, oh, I'm going to look into the mirror and see like, it's what could I have done better?
Yeah. When I was doing my undergrad, I minored in psychology because I always thought like that that side of performance was always really interesting, is like the psychological side. So they talk about your inner locus of control or your external locus of control. So what you can control, that's within you, and then what's not, what's outside, what's external.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time when parents are like protecting these kids from these failures, they're shifting everything to that external locus of control. They're like, everything is outside of your control. Nothing you're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
So therefore it's not your fault. You're just a victim of your circumstance, right? Like that's the kind of like what they're breeding is like, you actually are helpless, right? The idea is that you can't do anything right now. The fact that you're not getting any ice time, totally not your fault. It's your coach's fault.
Yeah.
It's your team's fault. It's right. And then
It's always a circumstance.
yeah, so then they don't develop any form of like interpersonal inner control. Like, oh, I have within me the ability to overcome this. They just don't develop it. And I always thought that was really interesting because that is a skill. That's a talent to have. Like,
Is that not the most important skill, you think?
I would say it's really up there, yeah, because you're going to go through adversity all the time. And if you don't have the skills to be able to handle it, then you're going to be cooked. Like, you're going to be toast at some point because it's going to come up and you're not going to be able to do anything.
Yeah,
You're just going to be at the mercy, once again, of whatever external circumstances are happening. You don't have any of that own personal development. So I find that side of things really interesting because then you start looking into resilience, right? What it means to be resilient, what it means to persevere.
There's a really good book by Angela Duckworth. I believe the title of the book is called Grit.
Okay.
And so she just like studied basically what that is for like all the most successful people. So like a lot of like Navy SEALs, business, everything. And she always comes back to like the people that just continue to go and go and go, right? Like they just persevere. Like the commercials, the Energizer Bunny back in the day.
Yeah, you just keep moving.
You just keep moving. Like, and the ones that can do that because they're passionate about what they're doing it from internal drive. Yeah. That those failures, if you want to label it as that, don't set them back. No. They continue to just push forward.
Yeah, you just form a new plan.
Yeah. And like you said at the start there, like it's that falling forward. So you're figuring out a way, you're like, okay, I'm going to continue to have forward momentum. And if I happen to trip up, it doesn't matter because I'm moving forward.
Yeah, exactly.
This should not be as hard as it is.
Yeah, at least you got weight in your hand. I'm just lifting my arms and I'm battling over here. So yeah, I think
like
that's
to look at it like this too. Okay, when we lift weights, you hit a failure point.
Yeah.
So imagine you trying to get stronger, and you're like, I'm always going to stay with a comfortable amount of weight,
so I don't
where
fail.
It's never a struggle.
So I don't.
Or
fail.
if I start to struggle, I'm like, hey Riley, do you mind lifting that for me so I can get stronger?
That'd be lovely. It would work great, but it's not going to do that.
No.
Yeah.
However, in other instances, that's what these parents are doing.
Yeah. Like a parent.
We're not picking on parents. It's the environment where like the ones that understand it, like let their kids struggle. Because I'd also like have an argument with the parent is, you know, you're successful in whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
How did you get there?
Yeah.
I don't think your parents paved the way for you.
Or was it a breeze the whole time?
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Like I would argue that it wasn't. And so just the simple analogy is like, you lift the weights for me and I'll get stronger.
Yeah. And of course they're gonna hear that and be, oh, okay, well that makes sense. That checks out.
That's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say like the environment that we have here with our athletes is huge, right? So like you said, like you had a minor in psychology.
Yeah.
You know, like how valuable is that to the kids to have those conversations?
Oh, absolutely, right? Like, I think when we were thinking of what we wanted to talk about, I wanted to ask you this question. When we work on sprints and we're working on sprint starts with our athletes in the summer, and we're talking about, I want you to commit to that forward fall.
Yeah.
I want you to commit to putting as much weight on that front foot as you can. I almost want you to fall.
Yeah.
What would you say if you gave those cues and an athlete stepped up, gave it their all, and fell? What would you say?
Great job.
Exactly.
I encourage it.
Good.
Yeah.
My first thought would be, good.
Yeah.
You committed to that.
Yeah.
You're finding where the limit is.
Yeah.
And I asked you to push so hard that you fell, and you fell.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to snicker, but I'm going to say, good.
Awesome work.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because
Yeah.
you are now finding out where that is. And I think that's super powerful. Yeah.
And now you're like, now I just dial back just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you go and they're like, and then their first thought back is, holy shit, like I was way faster.
Yeah,
You're
way more. Because you're not holding yourself back, because who cares if you fall down?
And now that's their new comfort zone.
Yeah, which is expanded.
And then they work in that. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, let's fall again.
Yeah, and then let's find out, let's push it, and let's go forward.
Yeah.
And that was one of the examples I thought was like, okay, that is a very tangible feeling of failure.
Yeah. Well, and then it is create the environment that encourages that. Because you said, like, if guys are snickering, then you're like, well, I don't want to look and be embarrassed. And so I'm not going to fail.
Yeah, and then
Where,
it's like,
our athletes are encouraging that. Like, we're encouraging as coaches, so we set that standard.
yeah. And it's not that serious, you know? Like, you fall down, who cares? It's not that big a deal.
Yeah. But it's made out to be a big deal.
I know, but then you think about like these guys that, you know, they make teams and they play together and they practice together, and suddenly like that worry goes away, because guys blow tires in practice all the time because they're pushing as hard as they can. It's like, well, this is simply an extension of that. Mm-hmm. So push until you're going to blow a tire, and then if you can do it safely and you're not just pushing for the sake of making a mistake, great. That's where we get better.
Yeah. Yeah, doing it in the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and so, you know, we talked about quickly about that confidence is create the environment where the players can be confident and they can fail and understand the value of it, so they continue to build that confidence, right? So it's an emotional piece around it. Is because it is kind of scary. Like, I look back through like my career, I'm like, I've had so many failures.
Yeah.
Like, when I played junior A, we went out east to Toronto, played some teams, and this is back when I had a wood stick. And
1988.
And I was, I was playing terribly, like so bad. I think just like the travel, like it wasn't mentally mature enough, all these things.
Wood stick, yeah.
Yeah, wood is sick for sure. So anyways, I'm struggling. Coach is like all over me. I go out there on the power play, get a pass back. I go to one time, it stick shatters. Guy goes out on a breakaway, scores. So we go into the locker room, second, third intermission, and he's like, Martell, just take your stuff off. Like get undressed, you're not coming back out. And I was just like, oh. So then one of the captains, he's like, he's just kidding.
You're like, I hope so.
You're fine. Like, come out. He's just joking. And I was like, oh, okay. So I go out. I'm on the bench. And he's just like, what are you doing here?
No way. So he was dead serious?
He was dead serious. I stood on the bench, like, as if I was a coach in my full gear. I did not see another shift. And, like, you're like, kind of embarrassing. Like, told not to come back out.
Comes back
like, no,
out.
he's just kidding. Come back out.
Full gear.
To like, no, I was being serious.
Yeah.
And I just stood there.
Yeah.
And like, I could have just easily shut down, call my parents, like, you know, they don't like me here. Like,
I'm out.
Is there anywhere else to play?
Yeah.
I'm done.
I'm done here. Yeah.
Instead, it was like, I'm like, okay, like, what can I learn from this so it doesn't happen again?
Yeah.
Or maybe not to the same extreme, because I have been benched.
Yeah, it'll happen.
Then.
Yeah, it will absolutely happen. Yeah.
It's just, what can I learn from it?
Yeah.
And it's one of those like situations that stuck out, because you're like, can I control my stick breaking? No, like that just sucks.
Yeah.
So you just kind of chuckle.
No, and it's 100% way to, and it's so vivid to you too, because like that's such a big like flashbulb failure, flashbulb memory where you're like, holy shit, like can it possibly get worse? But then it would have got worse if you just packed it in.
Yeah.
And if that was it and that was the end, for sure.
Then you just end up like, what can I run from next?
Yeah, and that's it. You're never gonna succeed. Like there's no way that somebody who can't handle adversity or failure is going to be successful.
No.
Can you also, while you're back, can you see how off balance my right side is over my left side when I do these, just to see if I have like the same range and what my
just go again.
And what my scaps are doing?
Here's better. Go to the Y again. Like right here, you just shrug it.
Okay, so.
Yeah, so like pull into here. So if you go down again, just think more here. That's better.
So I can only go
so
up there.
Basically,
so as soon as
have the range to get all the way up, but you're shrugging to find the range rather than staying down into there.
Okay. Because that's obviously my right side that needs work. Okay.
T was fine.
And then W is.
Yeah, W is fine.
Okay, so it's just.
Through Y. Yeah, just the thing like that retraction down.
Okay. So that's like super hard for me.
Yeah, like as an outsider, you look at this and be like, that seems so easy. And then you do it, you're like, I'd rather lift 300 pounds.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, this is one of those things. I gotta attack my weaknesses.
Yeah. Well, that's the big thing. So the remote guys that we work with.
Yeah.
One of the like pieces I give them is, did I put my weight back?
Yep.
No, I didn't. Oh my God.
I got you. Hey, don't worry.
I'm Mike. I should leave. I'm embarrassed. One of the pieces I give them is, fill out this questionnaire, and it's going to kind of determine what the weakest area of your gameplay is.
Yeah.
And where that might seem scary at the start, they do it. I'm like, this is the best advice you're going to get because now you know exactly what to attack and get better.
Yeah.
If you don't know what you suck at the most, how are you going to get better?
Yeah.
The old saying, you're as strong as the weakest link.
Yeah.
So you pull that chain, it's only going to break where it's the weakest.
Yeah.
So if you build that strength, then you're like, it's going to start to break here. Build that strength, and all of a sudden now you got this fucking crazy resilient
Built chain.
strong chain.
I think that like if somebody is offering you like constructive criticism, and not even like criticism is almost the wrong word. It's like advice on how to get better. Like, would that not be the easiest thing ever? Because you're like, oh, okay, like this outsider who I trust, who's educated in this field, is telling me that I need to get better at this.
Yeah.
That's all I have to do.
Yeah.
Is now I just work at that and get better at that.
And
seems simple.
And the chances are, you kind of probably already know what that is.
Yeah.
And if they say it and it angers you, then it's it.
Yeah.
Like,
100%. Be honest with yourself.
Yeah, like, growing up, resorting back to my, hockey, it's like every coach is like, you got to work on your first 3 strides. You got to get faster. You got to move your feet, all these things. And it was like kind of in one year out the other, like, it's fine. Like, I'll do other things. And then finally, I turned 20. I was like, I should probably work at this.
Yeah, you're like, you can only work on one-timers for so long.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay, I'm good at those. And for me, it was like my gap control. It's like, hey, you need to be tighter and you need to pick up 4 checkers sooner. As a D-man, you need to close the gap sooner. And I'm like, but I just like having to play in front of me. I'm like, that's just a cop-out.
Yeah.
I'm just too far back. Too slow.
Yeah. So it's like you want to know that. And I think if it does anger you, then like you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Or maybe anger's not the right word. Kind of like
you'll know if you have like that reaction to it.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever that might be for you. For me. Anger.
It's my shoulder. Yeah, I would say like, I tell the athletes like all the time when we work with them and they're like, I don't like this one, it's really hard. I'm like, how good is that? Like all it is hard.
Yeah.
It's the most simple thing in the world. It's just challenging.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to think about it. You don't have to there's no additional like brain power needed. It's a hard thing. And then you just do that hard thing and you'll get better.
Well, and not complicated.
No, and I find that like for somebody who like wants answers to things, when it's a simple thing like that, you're like, the answer is effort.
Yeah.
How easy is that? You just work Okay, I gotta keep my trap down. You just work at it. And to me, that's easy, but that's how my brain works.
Yeah.
It's like this thing is just hard physically, and I just do it, and then I get better at that thing. Great.
Yeah, I would like just don't complicate it. Failure's okay. Like, call it what you want. At the end of the day, you're not having the success you want to have.
Yeah.
And that's okay because now you've learned, all right, this isn't the thing I should be doing and putting my focus towards.
100%.
So, one message to provide the listeners, like, you know, for that hockey parent, like, you know, I would say don't pave the way for your kid.
Yeah.
Right? Don't put them at risk, like legitimate risk and harm.
Yeah.
However, them not getting the ice time you think they deserve, teach them the skills to then, okay, have that conversation with the coach, like, hey, what can I do to earn more ice time?
Yeah.
Not why aren't I earning more ice time? It's like,
Yeah.
what can I do?
Yeah.
Like, what area of my game do I need to improve on
Yeah.
to get more ice time? Like, teach them that skill.
Yeah. Yep.
Teach them the skill to struggle.
Yep.
Like, what else would you add?
I would say that, like, one of the best pieces of advice I've ever gotten about, you know, not getting something that you wanted or, you know, putting a lot of effort into something and not coming out with the result that you want is that failure is part of success.
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it's going to be. So I always tell, it was really great with the Olympics on right now. I always try and tell our athletes when they're having a shitty day is like, great, that's part of it. And there's an Olympian, or I think it was a long distance, like, running coach, and it was a trainer, and he said that, you know, it's the law of thirds. That 33% of the time, you're gonna feel fantastic. Everything's gonna go your way. Training's gonna feel easy. Weights are gonna feel light.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's gonna be 33% of the time. The other 33% of the time, it's gonna be just okay. You're gonna get in here, you're gonna get the work done. You know, it might not have been as pretty as you wanted. Maybe you get an OT victory and it's a bit scrambly, whatever it may be, right? That's fine too. You're still on track. And then that last 33% of the time, it's gonna be shit. It's gonna feel terrible. You're gonna miss all your lifts. You're gonna, you know, have a nagging injury. You're not gonna make the team that you wanna make.
Yeah.
You're gonna put all your effort into something and you're gonna come up short.
Yeah.
Great. That's the other 33%. And if you have those days where, you know, 1/3 are here, 1/3 are there, 1/3 are there, you're on track, and that's okay.
Yeah.
And it's not, I don't have to exist 99% and everything is sunshine and rainbows and everything's going great.
Yeah.
It's like, no, 1/3 of that time it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, to understand that is important.
100. Yeah, because then you can, when you are having that struggle, you're like, oh, it's part of the plan.
Here's my
it's
1/3.
Part of the road. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's 1/3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that it's like, not only is it hard to be a high performance athlete or a high achiever of any kind, it's hard to do that, but to do that while battling ridiculous expectations
Yeah.
makes it even worse. Sure, hold yourself to a high standard, but be realistic about what the journey looks like.
Yeah.
So
realistic.
Short story long, I would say that it's all part of the plan. Like,
Yeah.
failure and struggle and perseverance and battle is all part of it.
Yeah, and let it happen.
Yeah, embrace it.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what I would say.
thanks for joining
Yeah.
us again. A little shorter today.
Yeah, this is all I got in me anyways.
Yeah.
This is
Allows
my
us not to
mid.
lift as long.
This is my middle 33%, I think.
I feel like I'm in the middle.
Yeah, which is fine. It's part of the journey.
Part of the journey. So, thanks. Appreciate you being here. Like I said.
Yeah.
Until next time, parents, let your kids struggle a little bit. It's going to make them better. If you truly want them to have success, and we believe every parent does.
Of course.
You have to let them struggle, and if you're not, then you're robbing them of that success you want them to have. So a little counterintuitive.
100%. Those highs are going to be higher
thanks
to those lows. It's just the way that it works.
Awesome. And if you want help with your son or daughter's programming, if you just want to have some questions you want to ask, send me a message on Instagram, just number 21, and then I'll know that you watched this episode, and I'll get to your question faster than the other ones. Awesome. See you next time.
Like, comment, subscribe.
I think they say that too, yeah.